It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Tuesday, October 4th. I'm Michael Groff. Clear skies, light winds, dry air overnight allowed temperatures to really cool off. Many of us are waking up to the 50s this morning. Officially 61 degrees at Sky Harbor right now as the sun comes up over the valley. Dew point at 37, relative humidity 42%. Winds are from the east at 8 miles per hour, and the barometer is rising. Around the metro area, there are those temperatures. Yes, many of us in the 50s, low 50s in the West Valley, 48 at Fort McDowell this morning. Clear skies will mean another pleasant day today. On the watch warning map, we've got winter weather advisories in portions of the west, still associated with that deep upper low moving through the Rockies. Wind advisories in northwestern South Dakota. Dense fog advisories for Ann Arbor up toward Flint and in eastern Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Maryland this morning. Also in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, you see all that red down there. That's associated with Hurricane Matthew, which we'll talk about in just a moment. We've got an enhanced risk of severe weather today for extreme northern Oklahoma up towards central Kansas. So from Enid over to Hutchinson, Wichita, those areas going to experience high winds, possible large hail, maybe even a few tornadoes today. And that'll be the big risks with severe weather this afternoon. The standard slight risk from Oklahoma City all the way up to Lincoln, Nebraska, and a marginal risk extending into western Minnesota today. Tomorrow, just a marginal risk for Kansas City over into northwest Missouri and southern Iowa. And of course, the big story in the weather world continues to be Hurricane Matthew. It has made landfall in Haiti this morning as a Category 4. The first time that Haiti has been hit by such a powerful storm in 50 years. Devastating landslides, storm surge, heavy rain. Some of these islands will see 40 inches of rain before this is all said and done. As Matthew continues to move north, hurricane warnings for Haiti, eastern Cuba, the Bahamas, and eventually would not be surprised if later today hurricane watches are issued for the east coast of Florida, maybe some tropical storm warnings as well. This is the official track from the National Hurricane Center, and there has been a definitive shift to the left over the last few days with the track of Matthew. And we see that also on the GFS 21-member ensemble. Again, would not be surprised to see some rain, stronger winds with the outer bands of this system, as it's close enough to the coast to give you direct effects. Now, probably not going to make landfall in Florida, but close enough. You'll be on the weaker west side, but still rip currents, coastal flooding, high surf, all a concern. And probably, at least according to the latest track, Matthew will make landfall in the Carolinas and hug the immediate coast. And all concerns from Miami to Portland, Maine need to keep an eye on this because things can still change. We'll talk about that and everything else as we get into the models right now. This is the 06E GFS, valid at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today. Big cold upper trough in the west, low center over northeast Montana. We will be dry under westerly flow, and another very pleasant day ahead. Highs in the mid-80s. Tonight, very pleasant. Another cool start to the day tomorrow. Lows in the 50s to lower 60s, and we'll top out in the upper 80s by tomorrow afternoon as Matthew continues to churn to the north-northwest. On Thursday, another pleasant day, getting up to about 90, perhaps the lower 90s, sunny skies. Matthew somewhere east of West Palm Beach at this point. This is 5 p.m. Friday. We will continue to be dry. However, there is a short wave that approaches the area. Winds may start to turn a bit more southerly with time. Moisture will be advected across northwest Mexico, perhaps into the southeast corner of Arizona. Highs again in the low 90s. Matthew somewhere south of Charleston, east of Savannah, east-northeast of Savannah by this point. This is Saturday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and again, we have that short wave off the Southern California coast. Moisture being advected as we have good southerly flow that starts to establish itself over the state. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms over the eastern half of Arizona. We, at the moment, are going to still call it dry, but conditions could change here. We may have to eventually add in at least a slight chance of showers and storms. Definitely we'll see an increase in humidity. Temperatures still lower 90s or so for Saturday. Any chances of rain for now will confine to points east toward Globe, Tucson, Douglas, Sierra Vista, maybe up toward Flagstaff. On Sunday, Matthew accelerates to the northeast after clipping the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It is almost up in Nova Scotia or Newfoundland at this point. We would remain dry, with the caveat being this short wave could still be hanging around. So there could still be some moisture in eastern Arizona for widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Highs for us, mainly in the low 90s, mostly sunny skies. By Monday, still some unsettled weather across the southwest, but most of the energy looks to stay north or west of here. So widely scattered showers, thunderstorms possible, southeast California up toward Las Vegas, northern Arizona, Grand Canyon, Flagstaff, Show Low, but we should stay dry. We'll keep an eye on it, though. Things can change. Here's a week from today. This is Tuesday, October the 11th. Mainly zonal flow across the United States. We are dry in this pattern. High temperatures mostly in the lower 90s. Storm track continues to get deflected to the north on Wednesday. And this is the end of the forecast period, Thursday, October the 13th. Dry weather continues. As a major trough tries to make headway toward the Pacific Northwest coast, probably will ultimately win that battle, but for now, we'll keep conditions mostly sunny and highs low 90s during the day and very pleasant conditions at night. Speaking of temperatures, here we go through the period. Yes, it could get cooler by the end of next week or the following weekend, but really we're just looking at an overall very pleasant forecast. Warm during the day, very cool at night. Lows in the 50s and 60s, highs upper 80s to low 90s. Doesn't get any better than that until, of course, November and December, and then we're in true paradise around here. That's a look at the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. Our next video comes your way tomorrow morning. We'll see you then. Have a great Tuesday.